Okay, so I'm working in this city for a few months. So I will try to give you as much information as I can about digital and the development approach of Lormes. So maybe first of all, I'm working here to help the city to get involved and to make projects. So I have the financial part, so I have to find money to get project and to helping Lormes to develop the city. So Lormes, just to locate it, is just here. At 2.5 hours from Paris. It's located in the region called Bourgogne, Franche-Comté, in the department of La Nièvre, which is just here. And La Nièvre is one of the most rural area in France. There is 1 hectare per inhabitants. So it's a very rural area. And to explain you the approach of Lormes, we have to go back to the 2000 years. The politics wanted to develop attractivity of their city and have a better way of living together, have a better cohabitation. So one of the first action was guided by Christian Paul. He is the mayor of Lormes right now, and he was the mayor there is 20 years ago. And he imagined what he called the digital passport. So this digital passport was, the goal of it was to help people using computer, was to explain what was internet at the beginning of it. And they decided to open the digital area in an old building in Lormes. So they call it the Mission Numérique. So it's the digital place. And before opening this area, they were going in different villages. So it was not only in Lormes, they were moving in the department to go to the different villages, so very small villages, to explain what was internet and how to use a computer. So after that, they created this area and they made an association where 3 people were working at the beginning. And it was a place like a public digital area. So they were just a big place with computer and people can come and just check their email or send some information, searching information. And after all, in 2006, they add some different places in this area. So there is a telework, there is also a fab lab with different machine, 3D printer and different things like that. And there were a department of assisted music by computer, something like that. So it became bigger and bigger, and now they used to focus on buying some equipment like a drone, and they can learn how to use drone and different equipment like that. So we are in 2006, and at the same time, because there is the digital part of Lormes, but in the same time, Lormes getting developing. So in 2006, 2007, it's the beginning of Petite Ville du Futur, so small city of the future, if we translate it. And the idea was to include population in the construction of their city and imagine the guidelines of the next few years. So do I have, yes, they decided to do some workshop meetings with the citizens, and they also decided to include architecture students who were working on the city of Lormes. So they were in charge to reflect about the economical development, to getting a better way of living, and to think about how to share the city with the different people and everything. So after this first experimentation, it gave a book. So this is just only in Lormes, this Village du Futur. It was at the scale of what we call a country, not country as France, but country as a, there is 6 different area. So there are many experimentation over this small country. And so after that, in 2015, it gave the Village du Futur, and this trying process was in Lormes, and it gave what we call the kind of guide plan. So it was made with some architects, landscaper, and designer. So that was the guide plan of the city. And it came from diagnostic, question paper, drawing session, workshop with the inhabitants, and it's 40% of the population getting present. So this is the guide for the next few years. And it's talking about the transports. So how can we move in this city? So they tried some experimentation, like a horse who is taking the kids to eat in their in another place in the city. There's many experimentation like that. So what happened after that? There is what we call a concession of how can I explain that? There is a Nièvre Aménagement, which is helping cities to develop their project, who buy a huge part of the city. So you can see it here. They are the owner of a big part of Lormes, and they are helping us doing projects. So why is it not? Yeah. They are planning many different evolution of this city, and they are focused on the heart of Lormes and trying to develop it. So for example, this is a building in a very bad, I don't know how to say, is ready to fall. So they decided to deconstruct it to make a new public space. So this is one of the examples of what happened with this concession. And always the process of the city is to ask people of what they want in this area. So after many workshops, we decided to design a public space, open public space, which can be used for some representation, market, and everything. And the process of it is to go in the forest, because Lormes is around many forests. So these are the architect, and he is the man who is taking care of the forest. And together we are imagine the project and to use the wood from the forest. So this is one important thing of this project, is to use wood from our forest, because Lormes is the owner of some forest area. Another project in the city center is to to shift the heart of Lormes in the street, because today everything is happening in the, maybe I can show you. Can you see it? Everything is happening over here in this huge public space, and we are shifting the chemistry shop over here to, you know, make this street more lively. And that was one of the proposition of the architects and landscaper. So this is the project and everything. And so just to, what is keeping Lormes involved and engaged in their project? There is many people working here. So for example, Emric, he is one of the men working on the tiers-lieux. Maybe you know this expression, which is the third places, so between work places and home places, so where many different uses can happen are crossing. And he is working on the development of Lormes and of connection between the different places in Lormes. And also we have Louisa, who is my colleague, and me, and our job is coming from a national program called Petite Ville de Demain, so small city of tomorrow. And the idea is to drop technicians in French administration in order to develop very small cities. So we are here to develop the small cities as Lormes. So for example, Louisa has done some politics science studies, and I used to study architecture. So our job is to develop projects and find some money to get it. And it's always to ask the population and do some workshop with them. And maybe I forgot to talk to you about how we are telling people. We have this Facebook page, which is very active, and we are sharing the information, asking people to come, that there is some public meeting and everything. What else can I tell you? So why is it working here? Maybe we can say that there is politics who are very involved to make experimentation and to try things. They are not afraid of trying, and they have around us some technician able to make their idea possible. And I think that without this combination, we cannot do anything. So it's exactly what happened for the digital area. There was this idea of the mayor, and there were a man who was an expert of digital and everything. And so one of the questions of the digital area, it's what will become and what will happen to it, because there is less and less money, but the numerical fraction is keeping going. So they are working on the how to reuse the computer, because there is a big ecological impact. So the question is, how can we make it more ecologic? So they are trying to reuse some computer and to give it to the different municipality who doesn't have any computer, and for people who do not have any money to buy also some computer. And another point of this digital area is the subject of the security of data. So there is a big issue in the different small villages in how to keep it safe. And how can we do, they call it the smart territory. So how can we dematerialize, I don't know how to say it in English, and do some open data and to share the different informations the villages have, and to share with the other villages the project they did. And just to finish, if you want to check, there is a website where you can find all the information about this Mission Numérique. And there is a short video that you can watch for this area. I will not show you everything, but it's this place. And you can see many, the different places there is to share, to learn, to have some courses and everything. I hope I give you some information, and if you have any question, I can try to answer.